About Face just launched their first foundation, so I'm here to give you guys all of the dirty little secrets. I'm going to apply it on camera with you all, and we're going to do a wear test. So if you want to hear more about the Performer foundation from About Face, Halsey's makeup brand, then definitely keep on watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, a couple things. I wasn't planning on filming today, so please excuse my unkempt hair. And also, if my voice sounds a little bit strange, I am getting over a cold. So I apologize for those two things, but I hope this video is still helpful for you guys. And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump in. So the Performer Skin Focus Foundation retails for $22. It's available in 45 shades, which is awesome. And it looks like they have a really nice distribution of light to medium to deep and super deep tones, which is great. And the thing that really intrigued me about this foundation was the undertones. So this foundation has shades that are available with olive undertones, which I hardly ever see. And personally, I do have a bit more of an olivey undertone. So when I saw that, I was like, I have to try this. Thank you, Halsey. Thank you, About Face. Okay, finally a foundation that is possibly gonna match me perfectly. So it says, breaking the norm, center stage skin. This cushiony formula is packed with 17 plus skincare ingredients to maintain moisture, help even and smooth skin with every wear. Our Skin First Hybrid Foundation is buildable, breathable, and wearable for up to 12 hours with cake-free, seamless feel and a natural soft focus finish, no matter your ideal level of coverage. Optimizing your skin with each wear. Where other foundations leave you wanting, the Performer is made for everyday wear that won't compromise your skin. A moves with you, never more comfortable skin-supporting swipe. Available in 45 multifaceted shades to match all skin tones. You get 1.08 fluid ounces, which is just a smidge above the average 1 fluid ounce. Some of the highlighted ingredients: blue agave, known to hydrate and plump skin, balance with wintergreen, known to calm blemishes, and revitalize with cholera, filled with vitamins to energize skin barrier. Cool. Delivered in modular bottle with large doe foot applicator. That's awesome. So obviously today I'm just doing a first impression, so I'm not going to see if it's really improving the condition of my skin with each wear. This is one of those more skincare focused foundations, which don't always work for me personally, but I have high hopes. I'm optimistic. I like that it is nice for your skin. I like that it has good ingredients. I like that it doesn't contain any oils, because personally, even though I have dry skin, my skin doesn't always like oily foundations. So I'm excited that this is a skincare, good for your skin foundation, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be super heavy or oily or ultra hydrating. I like that it says it has a soft focus finish. So it sounds like it's gonna be pretty versatile. And I also really like the price point. $22 I feel like is a really nice price. It's not drugstore, but it's not really high-end either. Most high-end foundations retail for around that $40 mark. So I really appreciate this $22, especially in this economy. I feel like that's really, really reasonable. So this is the box that it comes in. I think About Face's packaging is just really cute overall. I personally got the shade L2 Olive, and I will say I think this is gonna be too deep for me. I should have got the fair olive shade, but for some reason online it looked like it was gonna be super, super pale, but I just need to accept the fact that I am super, super pale right now. We're gonna ignore the horrendous shade match because I really wanna test this out for you guys. I think the undertone is gonna be good, but I just think the depth is wrong. Hello, Marble. Sorry, my cat. Feels like a really nice, not glass, but like plasticky packaging, which is good for travel so you don't have to worry about it breaking. I like the more rectangular prism shape. It's unique. So let's just go ahead and try it on. I'll do a sponge on half of my face and a brush on the other half of my face. And let me zoom you in. All right, let's go ahead and start with the brush on half of my face. I already washed and moisturized my face, but I didn't apply any primer because I just want to see how the foundation works, you know, by itself. So you do get this doe foot applicator, which I don't know how I feel, because I feel like once you get down to the last itty bitty little remains of this, it's gonna be hard to get out, especially since the top is so small. Like, how are you gonna scrape it? But I guess that's what concealers are usually like, so I don't know, it is what it is. Yep, definitely gonna be dark for me, but that's okay. All right, so the shade's definitely gonna be deep, but we're going to look past that. Let's just see how far that one swipe goes. Ooh, really easy to blend. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. That just melted into the skin, like, wow. So with the amount that I used, I feel like I'm getting light medium coverage. It's definitely not a full coverage foundation, which it didn't claim to be. And it just looks really skin-like. It doesn't look super dewy, it doesn't look really luminous, but it also doesn't look like matte on the skin. It literally just kind of looks like my skin. It really just sunk into my skin. It almost is undetectable, honestly. So let's put some on the forehead. Ooh, it's looking really pretty. My forehead is a bit dry right now, but I honestly feel like this just smoothed over everything and made it look really supple and hydrated, but not glowy. It literally just looks like healthy skin, but it does kind of have that soft focus effect. Over here, I could see a bit more of my texture, a little bit more dryness, and this side just looks, again, really smooth. Okay, Halsey, okay about face. Honestly, I'm more impressed than I thought I was gonna be. So I'm looking a bit, like dark and green, but let's blend her down the neck here. Yeah, I feel like one shade up would be more ideal for me, but I do like the undertone. I don't have a lot of other foundations. Actually, I probably don't have any foundation in my collection this tone, which I appreciate. All right, so there's the brush side. I think it looks really good. Let's try with a sponge. It's kind of fun to just paint it on your face, to be honest. It's probably not the most hygienic, but I mean, I use concealer like that, so. Whoa, it's definitely looking a lot more dewy with the damp sponge, which is normally the case. But can you see that reflection? Definitely way more dewy with the sponge, but we'll see if it dries down. I'm getting the same amount of coverage with the sponge as well as I did with the brush. It's about a medium coverage, definitely not full coverage. And I feel like you could easily share it out to more of that light coverage if you wanted something more natural for every day. It's still looking really smooth on the skin, but definitely way more hydrated on this side. All right, let's put a little bit on my ears here so we're not 5 different shades of crazy. Here's the side with the brush application. You can see, I think it looks really smooth and seamless on the skin. You can still see a bit of my actual skin peeking through, which is nice. I don't mind that, but if you have a lot to cover, you might have to go in with a more full coverage concealer. I don't think you'll be able to build this up to full coverage. And then here's the side with the sponge. You can see my vein peeking through, some old acne scars. But overall, it did a good job of evening out my skin tone. Just looking like my skin. This side definitely looks way more dewy than with the brush, the side that I applied with the sponge, which is so interesting to me. Sometimes that happens with foundations and sometimes it doesn't. Let me go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup and then we'll come back and we'll start the wear test. Okay, so makeup is all done. Everything applied beautifully over top of the foundation. I set the center of my face, so underneath my eyes, my forehead, around my nose and my mouth, because that's usually where I do set, just so my concealer doesn't crease, but I left the sides of my face unset. I used a powder bronzer and a powder blush, and they have both applied perfectly over top of the unset foundation. So if you don't like to set your foundation, which I sometimes don't, then that's good to know. You can still use powder products over top of it, and they're gonna blend perfectly fine. Both sides of my face are looking great, the same amount of coverage. Again, the side that I applied with the beauty sponge is looking a little smidge bit more dewy, so if you prefer a more dewy look or if you have more dry skin, maybe use a damp sponge to apply, and if you want something more satin skin-like, then use a brush. But overall, I'm really enjoying how the foundation is looking right now. It looks so beautiful. I'm actually really impressed, more than I thought I was gonna be. I thought I was gonna like this because of the shade, but I'm actually really enjoying the formula as well. So we'll see how it wears. It's currently 10:41 in the morning. So I'll wear this foundation all day. I'm gonna be running some errands, doing some chores around the house, and we'll check back in and I'll give you guys my first impressions, because the wear of the foundation is very important. It looks beautiful upon application, but if it doesn't hold up, then, you know, that's kind of a big downer. So I'll check back in with you guys in a little while and we'll see how it's holding up. All right, friends, I am back. It has been about 6 hours, and I will say things are looking pretty rough, but I don't fault that to the foundation. Obviously, a lot of the coverage has worn off around my nose and my mouth, but as I stated at the beginning of the video, I have been sick, so I've been blowing my nose a lot and really rubbing my skin, so I feel like any foundation would have worn off, so just disregard this area. Other than that, I feel like my skin is looking a little bit on the dry side, but it's looking mostly dry in the areas where I applied concealer. So I don't know if it's just the concealer that I used in combination with this foundation that aren't jiving well. I used the Natasha Denona HyGlam concealer. So right here in between my brows, it's really looking pretty dry, but I think that might be the concealer and not the foundation, because everywhere else on my face, it's not looking dry at all. So I am optimistic about this foundation. Everything that I said before still stands. The finish is gonna change depending on how you apply it, whether it be with a damp sponge or with the brush. But overall, I really like the coverage, and for the most part of the day, I really like how it looked on my skin. I thought it looked really pretty, really had that soft focus effect, and I'm excited to keep playing around with it. I think that if I go in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, that's really gonna help to extend its wear time. And if I don't have a cold, that's gonna help too. And if I go in with something a little bit more hydrating, maybe like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, or just even a more hydrating moisturizer, that might help to prevent some of this dryness. And I'm gonna try it out with other concealers and just keep playing around with it, because I have a good feeling about this one. I really like it so far, and I'm super excited to keep testing it out. So if you want to hear my more developed thoughts about it later on, make sure you are subscribed and click on the little bell so you can be notified every other time that I upload a video. I hope that you guys found this video helpful, and I hope you all are doing well. I will catch you guys in my next video.